There's not a lot that's changed for the rest of the document from paragraph 12 through the end of the exclusive right to represent seller agreement, but we're going to go through those minor changes through the rest of the document. So we'll start with paragraph 12, which we've sort of just tidied up a bit. We combined the disclosed dual agency and designated agency into the title, and then we made some changes with the language in both of these paragraphs, and you'll see that. I'm not going to go through each of the strikeouts and the highlights, so I'll leave it to you to read, but they were very insignificant changes and more to clarify the differentiation between disclosed dual agency and disclosed designated agency to make sure the seller understood each of those potentials. Paragraph 13 has to do with the multiple listing service, and it is unchanged with the exception of a very important paragraph down here at the very end, paragraph 13E, which puts the seller on notice and has them acknowledge that we are bound by the bylaws and policies and procedures of all the overseers that we have regarding the MLS and the code of ethics and statute and even our own company's policies. So that was a significant addition to paragraph 13. Paragraph 14, no changes other than a reference to, as we've rearranged some of these paragraph numbers, we did get rid of this opt-out language and got rid of the opt-out box. We thought that was just more efficient to have that opt-out language here and then include that right here. And then of course we also have this where the seller authorizes certain things regarding virtual office websites or displays to and links to estimated value. Paragraph 15, additional authorizations, just some cleaning up of language there. Paragraph 16, no significant changes other than these right here, and we changed it to a positive rather than a negative, and just put the seller on notice that potential purchasers may engage in photography, videography, and so on and so forth, and the seller should be made aware of that. We added this paragraph down here in paragraph number 18 just to make sure that the seller understands that the purchaser has the right to choose an attorney to prepare the deed and other legal type documents that would require an attorney, and that the purchaser of course has the choice of settlement, and the seller cannot require the use of a particular settlement agent as a condition of the sale of the property. The rest of the paragraph 19, no significant changes. The biggest change in paragraph number 20 is right here. As we talked a little bit before about why and how we got rid of the requirement for the residential septic disclosure, and so and that will fall out of our zip form library. And what we'll do here is if the seller has in fact obtained the waiver, then we will make sure that the seller signs this disclosure regarding the validity of septic system permit. And of course, if that was to be attached, we'd check that box. And of course, if it's not applicable, we check this box right here. Additional authorizations, nothing else really changed in the document. Let me go briefly to the dual agency consent and confirmation. And I'll say this as a general note, the standalone dual agency consent and confirmation will be mirrored by this language here. So the first thing we did here is to get rid of this agreement, because this, in this form, and as a tag along to the exclusive right to represent seller agreement, it's just to put the seller on notice what they're confirming if in fact there's a dual agency. So we just cleaned up some language here and there throughout this piece. More importantly on this form and its standalone dual agency form will be clarification of what the agent, what we as licensees can, may, will not do, will do and will not do, and you'll see how that plays out. So this is a recitation of what the agent will do And then picking up here, we talk about what the agent may do. And this simply mirrors statute. We took this language directly from the agency statute. And then down here in this piece, we just made sure that the seller is aware of what the seller will not, the agent will not do for the seller when acting as a dual agent. And you can see these here. I won't go over each of those bullets. So that's it for the exclusive right to represent seller agreement. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact any member of the Standard Forms Committee. Contact me or Laura Benjamin. Thanks so much. See ya.